Have you ever done something so embarrassing that when you think about it years later, you get that cringy feeling inside? I have. Let me tell you that story. Growing up, we weren't poor. We had what we needed. We were definitely a blue collar family, surrounded by blue collar people. I didn't know anybody that was wealthy at all. Nobody. Fast forward when I was in my early 20s, I got a job in pest control where I serviced the homes of very wealthy people. Actually some really famous people, especially for the Sacramento area. And at first, I was a bit intimidated by these big houses and the expensive cars and the services that they had. That they had lawn service. Everybody had a lawn service, which blew me away because in my world growing up, we were the lawn service. That's how we made extra money. We tried to go around and get people to pay us to cut their lawn. I had a client one time who had a very large house and a real windy driveway going up to his house. Now, the company I worked for, they didn't like us driving up the driveway. But in order for us to spray around the outside of the house, the hose that we used had to reach it, had 300 feet of hose. The house was more than 300 feet away from the street. So I had to drive up the driveway. And I'd done the service a few times before and nobody was home. Wasn't a big deal. Of course, this time somebody was home. When I got up to the house, it was a breezeway, a garage on one side, house on the other. The homeowner came out and he said, "Hey, I got to get to work. Can you back up and give me some space?" "Yeah, no problem, man." So I throw it in reverse and manual transmission, and I drive right off the driveway onto his grass, onto his nicely manicured grass. Really embarrassing. So I put it in first gear, try to go forward, only all I do is spin my tires and fling mud and dirt everywhere, making it worse. So he says, "Hey, I got a tow rope. I'll pull you out." So he goes in his garage, hooks up, we hook up the tow rope to my truck, to his car, and get it pulled up out of there. I get out, I go look at this big giant mess I made, realize I also broke one of his sprinklers. So I told him, I'm nervous because I kind of did something I wasn't supposed to do. I told him, "I'll get a hold of my boss. I'll go get a shovel, some tools. We'll fix the sprinkler and get it all, clear, fixed up for you the best that we can." And I'm sure he sensed that I was worried about it. He sensed, obviously the embarrassment. And he looked at me and he goes, "Hey, man, don't worry about it. If this is the worst thing that happens today, I will have had a good day." And off he went. Never saw him again. I never saw him before that, never saw him since then. I stood there in bewilderment. I couldn't believe that he didn't have some kind of an emotional reaction. I couldn't believe that not only did he not seem to care, I mean, he seemed like almost happy about it in a weird way. Now, fast forward a lot of years, I'm really thankful that I had that experience. I'm really thankful that I went through that embarrassment. And here's why. His approach to my mistake changed me. It changed how I saw the world. It changed how I wanted to behave when I was in those situations. Later on, I became a leader. For 22 years, I led people. And I never forgot that lesson that I learned from him. I never forgot that a little bit of grace goes a long way, especially in a really embarrassing moment. So if you'd like to hear more about this, check out one of my podcasts, which is on my website, which is algercoaching.com. That's ALGER, algercoaching.com. Thank you so much for watching.